Welcome back, YouTube. Sensei Domino here. Unfortunately, the cards that I was teasing about at the end of my last video did not arrive today like I was hoping. I did end up getting a small COM-C order in the mail today, along with another card that I ordered off of eBay. And I am excited to show those to you, but the video that I was anticipating being the next one will have to wait until they do arrive. Hopefully they will be here in the next 2 or 3 days. But I want to give a real quick shout out to the person that helped me find this card that I bought off of eBay. And I hope he doesn't mind me doing this, but I want to give a shout out to Ryan at History Through Cards. And if you haven't been to this channel, it's one of my favorite channels on YouTube. I've learned so much from Ryan and his videos. And if you're a fan of vintage and you're a fan of several different sports, I think you should check out this channel for sure. But he helped me find this next card that I'm going to be showing to you, and I just wanted to give him a real quick shout out and a thank you for helping me find this card. Anyway, the card that he helped me find was this 1936 Amalgamated Press Football Fame Series Stanley Matthews card. Now, Stanley Matthews is one of the greatest soccer players in history. He was the only player ever knighted while he was still an active player. He is a two-time FWA Footballer of the Year in 1948 and 1963. Show you the back. He was the inaugural Ballon d'Or winner in 1956, and he's a member of the English Football Hall of Fame. He was part of the inaugural class in 2002. And I learned about Stanley Matthews from Ryan's channel, and I had been trying to pick up one of his cards for about a month, and they were all well over what I was wanting to spend on a card. And I happened to leave a comment on a video, and he sent me a message back saying he thinks he could help me, and he sent me a link to this card. And after a little bit of thinking, it didn't take much, I went ahead and purchased it. And he had shown this card in one of his videos, so I had seen it, and I certainly was excited that this was the card that was in that link. You might have noticed that this has kind of a jagged edge, and that's because the Amalgamated Press did magazines and newspapers, and these cards would be cut out or torn out of those magazines. So it has a little bit of a jagged edge, and it's got a little bit of stain down here, and also it's got that kind of crimping thing right here where at one point in time this was in a binder. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the condition of this card. And as I said earlier, Stanley Matthews cards are not cheap, so this one was affordable, and I just want to thank you, Ryan, for helping me find this card so I could finally add a Stanley Matthews card to my collection. Y'all go ahead and check out his channel, History Through Cards. Alright, the rest of these cards are part of my COM-C order. I've got a couple cards that arrived from that order as well, but I'm going to be waiting to show those in another video. But this one's probably the big one of the group. This one right here is an 1894 to 1907, so they printed this for multiple years, well over a decade. This is the Ogden's Guinea Gold, New Series 1, Set B, Dr. Grace and Captain Tom Robertson as Skips. And this card, it's got a, you can see right here where this is the start of a crease, and it kind of goes right here. And also, there's some writing on the back. But W.G. Grace's cards are incredibly expensive, especially during his playing days, which this is. This is also this must be a scarce card, because I did some research on the internet, on eBay. I cannot find another copy of this card. I can't find a picture of it, old auctions, nothing. So I'm super happy to be able to pick up this card and add it to my collection. If you don't know who W.G. Grace is, he's basically one of the most iconic people in the history of cricket. Certainly one of the greatest players. He helped further develop cricket by introducing several different techniques that are used in modern cricket, especially when it comes to batting. He was sort of a wizard with the bat. He could do all sorts of different swings. Also, if you're a fan of the Monty Python series, if you've seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail, W.G. Grace's likeness was used as the image of God when God was speaking about the Holy Grail quest. And I never realized that that was W.G. Grace until I read it somewhere online. So I think that's kind of cool that that's actually W.G. Grace. But anyway, super excited to get this card into my collection. I did not expect to get a Playing Days W.G. Grace into my collection anytime soon. So for me to be able to find this card certainly was a pleasant surprise, and I'm happy to get it. The next two cards are both from the 1938 Churchman's Boxing Personalities set. And the first one is John Henry Lewis, who is a former world light heavyweight champ who had a career record of 101, 11, and 5. He's also a member of the Hall of Fame. And this card showed up in fantastic shape. This is in the best shape of any Churchman card that I've received up to this point. It just looks absolutely fantastic. Somebody took very good care of this card considering it's from 1938. I almost believe that this card could grade a 6, maybe even a 7. And so I'm super happy to get this card, add it to the collection. Along with this next one. You've probably seen this guy in a couple other videos. This is Primo Carnera, former heavyweight champ, career record of 89, 14, and 1. He was also a wrestler, and he's a member of the WWE Hall of Fame. But one thing about Primo Carnera is he won more fights by knockout than any other heavyweight in the history of the sport. And he's not in the Boxing Hall of Fame yet either. I think if you can claim to have done that, then you're well deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. So hopefully he gets there somewhere, so he can be in the Hall of Fame of 2 different sports. But the reason he's in the WWE Hall of Fame is he won 120 straight matches before he had his first loss. He went 119, 0, and 1 before he lost one. So he was certainly a fantastic athlete, and happy to add this card to my collection. It's in real nice shape. Maybe a little worse than the John Henry Lewis, but I still think this could grade a nice 6. Next, we'll fast forward all the way into the 1990s and a little bit of junk wax. I will start with this one. This is a 1991-92 Peter Forsberg rookie card, Upper Deck. I had a friend that I grew up with in junior high and high school who was Swedish, and I ended up getting a Peter Forsberg card in a 91 classic 4-sport pack. And he saw the card and he said that this guy was going to be a star and to hold on to that one. So I kind of had a little bit of a focus on Peter Forsberg early in his career. And I remember watching in his living room the championship game in 1994, the Winter Olympics in Lillehammer, and Peter Forsberg scored the game-winning goal against Canada, I believe. And I remember being super excited that he had scored that goal. I think it was before he turned into a superstar that he would become, and he ended up becoming a Hall of Famer. So I'm pretty excited to get this card into my collection. I've still got the 4-sport card of his. I might have a couple other of his rookie cards, but I didn't have this one. So happy to add this one. And last, I picked up this. This is 91 Impel U.S. Olympic Cards Hall of Fame of Bart Connor. Bart Connor is a two-time gold medalist at the '84 Olympics in Los Angeles. He helped his team win the all-around gold, and he won the parallel bars gold. He's a member of the USOC Olympic Hall of Fame, the USA Gymnastics Hall of Fame, the International Gymnastics Hall of Fame. And he's also married to Nadia Comaneci, who was the first gymnast to score a perfect 10 in the Olympics. But what I know him for, and if you grew up in the 80s, you might remember the movie Rad. It was a BMX bike racing movie. And Bart Connor played the main rival of the lead actor in that movie. And he played Bart Taylor. And it was many years later that I found out that he was actually an Olympic athlete. And this very well could be considered his rookie card. I don't think he has very many rookie cards. But I wanted to pick this up kind of for nostalgic purposes. It doesn't have a whole lot of value, but I used to love watching that movie Rad. And I watched it a couple years ago. They finally put it out on DVD, and I was finally able to watch a really nice copy of it. But it'll always be, one of my favorite movies from my youth. And so happy to pick this card up and add it to my collection. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully I get those other 3 cards that I'm waiting for tomorrow so I can post that video. I'm super excited about those cards. But until then, thanks for watching this one, and I'll talk to you again soon.